This is Ryan Hammonds. In 2009, at 5 years old, he matter-of-factly told his mother that he used to be somebody else. He said he had been a movie actor in Hollywood, with a big swimming pool and many children. Ryan's mother, Cindy, started bringing home books about old Hollywood to show to Ryan to see if it would trigger any specific memories. He recognized his former self in a picture from a movie he was an extra in with his friend George, who turned out to be the legendary actor George Raft. With help from researchers, Ryan's parents discovered that the man their 5-year-old identified was Marty Martin, an actor and agent who died in 1964. Once they had a name, the process of confirming the dozens of statements Ryan had made to his mother began. They talked to Marty's children and poured through historical records. In total, they confirmed that Ryan had recalled 55 accurate facts. And he recalled them before they even knew the name of the previous life's person. If your mind is blown, you are not alone. And this is not a one-off fluke. Since 1967, a research team at the University of Virginia has been investigating these cases from all around the world. They have uncovered close to 2,000 instances where children have recalled specific events from a past life that they would have no way of otherwise knowing. But not every occurrence of a previous life remembered has been so straightforward. Perhaps the most famous and controversial case is the one of James Langinger. James was born in 1998, and from the age of 2, he was fascinated by old World War II planes. He also started having nightmares where he would scream and kick his legs in the air as if trying to escape from something, shouting, "Airplane crash, plane on fire." And then James revealed details. He said in a past life he was also named James. He flew Corsair fighters off a boat called the Natoma during World War II, and he was shot down and killed by the Japanese off the island of Iwo Jima. In the months that followed, James spoke of pilots he had flown with, including a Jack Larson, who would turn out to be one of the pilots on the USS Natoma Bay. To learn more, James' father, Bruce, reached out to surviving Natoma Bay crew, and they told him that they had lost just one pilot on their mission near Iwo Jima, and his name, in fact, was James Houston. Now, so far this sounds like another compelling past life recollection, but in the 20 years since James Langinger's story became public, skeptics have found issues with his parents' involvement in many of his recollections. For example, they took him to a flight museum that included World War II aircraft because James had always liked planes. And they bought him a video about the Blue Angels Flight Exhibition Squadron, which included historical footage going back to the war in the Pacific. And as children tend to do, James watched the video over and over again. All of this happened before James made any mention of a past life. The nightmares, the recalling his time as a pilot, all came after his exposure to the planes and the documentary. And there were inconsistencies found in the story told by the parents, Bruce and Andrea, in the years following James' recollections. In some cases, when new facts were learned about Houston's death, their story seemed to change to match the new facts. So we can see that extraordinary claims like having lived a previous life need to be carefully scrutinized. But even in cases where it seems like the evidence for having lived a past life is overwhelming, surely science can offer an alternative explanation. Nope. No, they can't. We looked. The top two responses from the scientific community are first, that the children are finding out these facts in some way that isn't obvious to parents or investigators. But it's hard to imagine how a 2-year-old could learn detailed information, remember it, and repeat it verbatim for years and years afterwards. The second retort is that this whole topic isn't testable. There's no experiment you can do to prove it one way or the other. It's all anecdotal. And that's true, but it raises a question we here at Enigma struggle with constantly. If science can't test for something, does that mean it's not real?